what's up you guys? My name's Katura and welcome to my channel. So today I have a little quick video for you guys on how to keep your hair healthy. And these are not anything that you can do overnight. There's no magic potion or anything like that. But these are just some little key tips that you can incorporate into your daily routine that'll make a huge difference in the health of your hair over time, or if your hair is damaged, kind of, help you baby it back to life, nurse it back to life, whatever you want to think of it as. But before we get into the video, make sure you guys make sure you guys comment, subscribe, ring the bell, follow me on Instagram. My name is @KaturaCuts. It should be right here. But other than that, let's just get into the video. Alright, so I am going to be kind of reading off of this just to keep me organized because I tend to ramble and ramble and ramble. You guys are going to notice that about me. I just ramble. I don't say words right a lot of the time, so, just don't judge me. I know what I'm talking about. It just don't want to get out of my brain. Like, it wants to stay in there. So, trust me, I've been doing hair for about 3 years now. Actually, sorry you guys, I've been doing hair about 4 years now, so I know some things. I don't know everything, but I know some things. I know some little key tips that can help you guys. So my first tip to you guys is to figure out your hair problem. So is it dry? Is your scalp flaky? Do you feel like it's breaking off? Do you feel like it's not growing? What do you feel like your hair problem is? No one feels like they have perfect hair because no one has perfect hair. Our hair is affected by, the weather, all these different things. Just if you breathe wrong, you just really have to take care of your hair. So if you are somebody who feels like your hair is dry, if you feel like it's really brittle towards the end, you feel like it's not growing, then what I would recommend to you is to keep up with your trims. And I know you guys hear this all the time. Obviously, trims do not help your hair to grow. What trims do is to help you to notice that growth. Obviously, your hair grows from your head, but what trims are going to do is basically get rid of any split ends, any breakage, so that doesn't keep traveling up your hair strand. So just to, visualize it a little bit, this is, your hair strand. It starts to split, and what happens is that little hair splits up and up and up and up and up, and eventually this side falls off. And then you have this strand again. Whoa. Okay. Too much coffee. I drink. Okay. And then you have this little strand of hair, and the same thing basically happens. And then by this time, you feel like your hair is like 3 times thinner than it's ever been. It doesn't feel like it's growing because, like I said, eventually you're not going to have any hair down here. So it's just going to keep breaking up and up and up and up and up. And if you're like me, you got split ends and split ends on split ends. Like, I could probably, I'm not gonna look for one. I can find some strands that have literally like a split in here, a split in here, a split in. And basically, if I don't cut that hair off, what's going to happen is, like I said, it's going to keep splitting up. I'm going to feel like my hair isn't growing. It's not going to style the way I want it to. It's going to feel really dry. And a lot of the times that does come from heat. So another tip that I'm going to give you guys is to limit your heat. Now, I'm not someone who's like, don't use heat, obviously. I like my straight hair. I like my curly hair. I like, to do fun styles and things like that. But you do want to make sure you limit your heat. So I was the person that used to straighten my hair every single day without a doubt. I was straightening it. I was doing all types of crazy stuff to my hair. I was curling it. There was a point where literally you could feel through my hair strand, and it was just so crunchy, like it was singed. It was so bad from heat damage. So what I did, because obviously I wasn't somebody who was willing to cut heat out completely, I went from straightening my hair every day to now I straighten my hair maybe once or twice a month. And what I do is, so I don't have to straighten it every day because my hair is naturally curly, and when I sleep, I sweat, I slap, whatever the case may be, I usually get a lot of curls and kinks right here. So what I've started to do is that first day I'll get my hair nice and straight. That second day I'll go over the front, and then after that I do not touch my hair with the flat iron. So what I do is I'll do like fun little styles, half up, half down. Sometimes I'll even curl it. I'll use flexi rods or something like that. I haven't done that in a long time, but that helps a lot just to keep heat away. A lot of times what'll happen is it'll get so brittle at the end. You'll get these little like balls at the end, and you're basically breaking up the bonds in your hair with the flat iron. Another thing that you want to make sure that you're doing is, well, not doing, but make sure that you have a really good flat iron or your heat tools are up to date. A lot of the times people will come in and their hair will be healthy, and then they'll come into the salon and I'm like, what happened to your hair? And it looks, like I said, like singed. And that is because these tools are not meant to last you a lifetime. So if you're using something that your grandma gave you when you were 10, you need to throw it away. Half the time those things short, the plates are really, awful. You want to make sure you have something that is updated. So what'll happen, just to show you, the heat basically won't travel through these plates equally. So it'll be really hot at a moment, and then it'll cool off, and then you'll feel like I need to keep going over that piece over and over and over again, and you'll create heat damage throughout the hair. So what'll happen is, so this is what happened to me. My hair is curly. You can't really tell. You can tell if you really look up close, but you can't tell from a distance if my hair is unhealthy when it's straight, but when it's curly, you can. So what would happen to me is, right here my hair would be super duper curly, and all of a sudden it would get straight, and then super duper curly, and then straight. And I was like, well, why? And I always thought that, that was just because I'm a mixed girl. But no, it was because my hot tools. It was because my tools were so out of date. It was ridiculous. So make sure that you really stay on top of that. You don't want to be using anything that is shorted. And even like, you've seen that video of that girl's curling her hair and all of a sudden her hair like falls out. It's because that heat can like fluctuate up so high. So you can go from, it's at 300 degrees and all of a sudden it's at 500 and your hair is falling off. So really be careful with that. And then I'm going to kind of go back into haircuts. So make sure that you are, I don't even know, did I even say anything about, I don't know if I said anything about haircuts. But anyways, so as far as haircuts, even if you are getting a little amount of hair cut off, every 8 to 10 weeks or whatever the case may be, you need to make sure that you are trimming your hair. That is going to, like I said, help your hair to appear fuller. It's going to feel like it is growing faster, and it is because you're getting all those split ends off. So like I said, it travels up and that hair keeps breaking off, so you need to cut that piece off. Or what you can do is you can use but if you are somebody who doesn't like to get haircuts a lot, you can use a split end mender. Use a really good one, and that'll kind of help to put a band-aid on it until you're ready to cut it. Use that before you use any styling tools or products or anything like that, and that'll kind of help it just to smoothen the hair strand down. If you're somebody who's trying to keep up with a haircut, you already need to get a haircut every 4-6 weeks anyway. So just get that 1/2 inch cut off, and then little by little you'll start to notice your hair is getting fuller, thicker. It doesn't feel as dry, or whatever the case may be. Another little tip is to use a satin pillowcase. So a lot of the times when you're sleeping on your pillow, you're creating a lot of friction, and that can cause damage as well. So using a satin pillowcase will help a lot with that. Also, a thing that I like to do, I had a video on it. Do I have a t-shirt? No, I don't have one near me. My floor is a mess usually, but it's clean today. But try to use a t-shirt rather than a towel, because that's going to create less friction. The cotton doesn't absorb all of the moisture out of your hair, whereas the towel really sucks all the moisture and nutrients that you have in your hair out of there. So using a cotton t-shirt will help to prevent damage and just take a little bit of that friction off of your hair. Another little quick tip is to make sure, if you have any elastic bands like this, make sure they don't have that metal piece on it. Also, invest in some of these. These things are lifesavers. When you put your hair up, you won't. So when I got one of these, I haven't been straightening my hair as much because I would put my hair up in a ponytail at night and I would have that dent in it. With this, I don't get that dent, so I don't feel like I need to straighten it in the morning again because, like I said, I don't have that dent. Another thing. So this is kind of my last tip, and this is a big one. Make sure you are using professional products. When I tell you these products have all types of crap in it. And so what happens is you're using products that have, table salts in it, all these wax, silicones, fillers, and stuff, and you're going to flat iron style your hair. You're basically burning that into your hair, creating damage. So make sure you are using a really nice shampoo. If you're somebody who doesn't like to splurge a lot, at least clarify your hair with a really good shampoo every once in a while. That will help a lot. When I tell you, I didn't even realize how bad my hair was until somebody told me, like, hey, girl, your hair feels like crap. And I'm like, no, what are you talking about? My hair is long. It's beautiful. My hair was like down here when somebody told me that, and I swear they didn't know I was like, you trying to sell me a product, girl. You don't know what you're talking about. But when I decided to finally switch to professional shampoos and conditioners, I just noticed like my hair did a whole 360. When I used to straighten my hair, it would be stringy, it would get oily, it would just feel like crap. And I just thought that was just my hair texture. I'm like, that's just my hair texture. My hair texture is crap. But no, it had a lot to do with the products that I was using. I would, do the whole egg mayo thing. That does not work. The molecules basically the protein molecules, whatever you want to call it, are too big to even penetrate the hair strand. So basically, like I said, you're just creating a bunch of buildup on your hair, and then you're going with your styling tools and you're burning that product, whatever it is, into your hair. So just be careful with that. Be careful with using like mineral oils, all that type of stuff. Mineral oil is like gasoline's BFF. That's his ride or die. You don't want to put that stuff in your hair. You don't want to put it in your skin. That is gonna make your hair's gonna feel like crap. It's gonna feel stringy, and then you're gonna feel like it doesn't hold a style. You're gonna be like, my hair doesn't hold a curl. So really be careful with that. And I don't want to say, I keep saying professional, but just watch the ingredients. Do some research on your own, as well as I'll eventually make a video on like just ingredients, breaking that down. But I don't want to make this video, super duper long. But just be mindful of the ingredients that are in your products. Like, I have used really crappy professional products, and I've used some good, not necessarily like unprofessional, but they weren't, labeled, as professional. I've used some really good products that weren't professional as well. So you just have to, figure out what those ingredients are, what you don't want to put in your hair. Figure all that stuff out on your own. Also, find a good stylist, because finding a good stylist is gonna, eliminate a lot of the questions. You can ask them whatever you want. We go to school all year round. So we go to school for 1 year, there's a reason we do that, 1 year, but we also have to have continued education. So we learn so many tips that the average person doesn't learn. So, find a great stylist, stick with them, ask them a million questions. Everyone's happy. I mean, most of us are happy to help you out. So do that. I'll also make a video on how to find, a really good stylist, because, just like there's a lot of bad shampoos out there, there's a lot of bad lash artists out there, there's a lot of bad doctors out there, there's a lot of bad out there. So I'll kind of give you guys some tips on that too. But you can always DM me like, hey, my hair feels like this. Why? And I'll be like, and you'll be like, oh, okay, let me do this. But I mean, that's pretty much all I have for you. Like I said, figure out your hair type, build up a routine around that. Make sure your hair, you're keeping up with your trims. Limit your heat. Make sure you're using professional products. Find a good stylist. And also, something, I don't think I touched on this. Make sure you're keeping your hair moisturized. So when your hair is not moisturized, when it's dry, basically the elasticity, I always feel like I'm saying that wrong. but it's not where it needs to be. So when your hair is super dry, like mine, basically your hair doesn't stretch as far as it should, so it breaks off quicker. So make sure you're using really nice hair mask. You know, don't use it every day, but you know, once a week if your hair is super damaged, or once every 2 weeks, once a month, you know, kind of go based off of your hair. But don't use those products every day, because you can kind of, too much of anything is bad and you can have reverse effects. So alright guys, I cut myself off. Like I said, I'll make a part 2 to this video. Part 2 will be more so for my blondes, people who have extremely crazy damaged hair, that want some advice on, you know, things not to do, how to avoid it, how to find good stylists, things like that. I am gonna cover that in my next video. But this is what I have for you guys for now. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure that you ring the bell, subscribe, and like. Also, follow me on Instagram. You can DM me, message me. I'll put polls up occasionally for you guys to leave me topics that you guys want me to talk about. On this channel, I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff. So there's going to be me testing out hair products, me testing out makeup. I'm not a great makeup artist, but I do like to dabble in it, so I'll make some videos on that too. There's also going to be some crazy, you know, random videos. I like to redo my room. I redo my room at least like once every 6 months. So I like to kind of repurpose furniture and things like that. So I'll make videos on that. So if you guys have any topics that you want related to that, make sure you guys message me those. Hope you guys enjoyed.